Hello, it is Lord Haywire. I am working on some more 2D4X. We got like a kind of a major bug going on uh, today that we had from yesterday that I am going to try to fix. It is that you can sometimes click through the hero token, and I did a little research. It actually wasn't planned research. I just glanced at something and then I went down the rabbit hole of looking at things. It seems to happen more on Tillamook, which is kind of interesting. I don't know how well there it's going through Cowlitz, but see, it doesn't happen on Portland. It's quite bizarre. So there's a couple of different things that I've learned in my experimentation and reading, I suppose. I gotta make sure all my things are set up right here. First off, z-index does not affect the order in which input events are handled, um, which is horrendous. They have a reason for it. You ever what's that saying? It's a feature, not a bug. I think that might apply here. But anyways, so I think how it actually works is because yesterday when we were doing this, these were not in the tree order did not match the order of where we were clicking. Like the guys weren't, you know, Jeffrey was in the tree was below. So I think that's the problem with that. Now this clicking through here though, I'm not quite sure because it's definitely below on the tree, so it should always click through, but it doesn't always click through. Like right there, it didn't click through. Maybe we have something. No, see that time. um, it almost seems like sometimes it's where I click. Like that time it didn't click through. That time it did. Um, it's very bizarre. So I guess we got to break this down into small chunks and try to figure it out. First off, though, I did, like I said, I noticed that there was, maybe I didn't say this. This one, well, let's go to main here. We don't need the UI yet. I have another theory. I guess that wouldn't do anything though. Um, hmm. Uh, the Z order on some of these are different. Like this is 10. This one's 10. This one's 0, and Wasco is 0. So I think the first thing we should do is make sure these are all the same, and we should probably do it on here. And or do we? Yeah, we do want these to all. Let's do it on here first. Wind, how's it going? Let's set these. I don't know if this is gonna do anything, but I just feel like I want everything to be the same. You know, it's I'm doing good. I'm a little apprehensive about being able to solve this in a timely manner because it's so bizarre. So I didn't think there's two different issues, but all right, let's play this again, and then we probably can turn off the debug thing where we can see the collider. Let's just make sure that all the clicking we're clicking every time we click, we're getting, all right, so that definitely works. So then let's Donald Robinson. So we wouldn't know if we click through there. It's so bizarre that it's not all the time. And this was happening a long time ago. And I swear it happens on Tillamook more. Yeah, so we clicked through right there. So what would be different about Tillamook? Maybe our whatchamacallit, our signal. I don't even know where our signal is. It says it's right here. On click event. But I mean, if it's tree order, if it's tree order, that makes makes it so much more difficult. Let's double check the hero token here. Let's make sure that it's supposed to be at 15. All right, so it's at 15. Relative, we could turn off this. What is this? So that's going to add whatever it's baby of. Um, I believe that's how that works. Yeah, so it's going to add whatever it's a baby of. So it should be way higher, which is fine. Actually, we probably could put this at the same. No, we could put it at 1, but whatever. So that would be at like 25. I guess we could check that with this dude right here. Um, I guess it doesn't say though. But it in the tree it is lower. So I feel like you should be clicking Tillamook every time, but it doesn't do that. So if we click here, yeah, see it's clicking through that thing. And then if let's double check our select token script. So this is supposed to stop any click throughs. You clicked on a hero, motherfucker. That should be. And then what is this other? Hmm. So what we should do in here, do we have you right clicked, you left clicked? I wish you could clear this. Maybe you can clear this. I want to clear this thing. Clear output. There we go. Then let's do one click here. You left click, dude. Tillamook has one hero in it. Where's it getting that info from? Select. Has one hero in it. Oh, it's not a hero in it. Well, get the fuck out of here. Is that not what it says? What does it say? Heroes in it. One heroes in it. One heroes in it. Generate. All right, we can get rid of this for now. We don't need this shit right now. It is. Can't you tell by the one person working on it? Um, that's how AAA games are developed. It's just one guy, and then he just makes a lot of money. That's why they always come out and they're so buggy. What's that vampire game? Um, so that time I didn't. We gotta go. We gotta move this. We gotta click on here first. It's easier to tell if you click through. Okay, so that time it didn't click through. I just don't understand why it's not every time. I haven't restarted to get that one thing out of there. See, that time it clicked through. And I have the colliders turned on so to see them. That's why we see this one. And it's going all the way around, but it does seem like different spots. Maybe I have this, and we looked at this yesterday, and I couldn't get that. Maybe this is... The fuck am I listening to? I know you guys can't hear it. I feel like I get suggested by music, YouTube music. I get suggested what I'm calling Halloween music, like Oingo Boingo style stuff. Okay, so the signal is on this thing. And this thing, so it, yeah, I'm not really sure even how to test this, how we're gonna figure this out. We're gonna have to put in a bunch of debug logs, I think, or GD print logs. On let's put a little more information in here. Let's redo this thing. Is there a wiggle one? Wiggle like the rainbow thing. All right, we click this person. So that first one is because I clicked on the thing. We'll move them to here. See, and then I clicked through. Maybe they're like collider doesn't always know, because sometimes when I click. So it's definitely, you know, we're getting the hero and the thing, but maybe, so the other idea what I was having is maybe there's something on top of, like we're getting both. We need to not get both. Is there? Okay, so that time it didn't do it. It just clicked, so let's see. And that time it did. And that time it clicked through. And that time it clicked through. Like, why is it, it's so bizarre that it's sometimes, and we've solved this a while ago with that one code, but now it seems to have reverted itself. You know, we did change versions. See, now it won't go back to just not doing it. Maybe we have some code in here that when you click on a hero, it changes it to that. But then that means it doesn't work sometimes. But maybe that's all right. Maybe it's that. So when we is selected as true, RC1, I'm on 4.2 beta 5. Beta 6 had some sort of issue where it wouldn't close or something. So I was waiting until they did 7, and I didn't look to see if 7 was out. Uh, select county. That's not where. That's just a local thing. Select token. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I know what a release candidate is. I just don't know what. That's. I'm telling you the information that I know. So this is not being assigned. What about when we go to here? Um, left. Is there a way? Let's think about this. What is this thing? Is this like an array? What is this thing? Maybe we can uh, get some more information here. Let's check every single little tiny thing. Maybe I have something weird over. That's not what I wanted. Over here. Andre, how's it going? Um, no, I just have the mouse wheel up and down. Let's look at maybe there's some weird. Well, the UI thing. Let's double check all of the scripts on here. We only have 2 scripts on here, so token movement and select. Token movement shouldn't have any clicking stuff. And all this stuff we can get rid of eventually. Um, I don't think I broke it. I think that something else is going on. I mean, part of programming is breaking things. Uh, but there's something else that I don't either I'm not understanding or it doesn't work how it's supposed to. Um, so you sometimes I can click through things, and I don't want to be able to click through things ever. I'm pretty sure I understand now what's going on with this stacking, but I don't understand why it's clicking through things. Sometimes it doesn't always do it. Um, like right there, it clicked through that, and it shouldn't click through it. Um, and I think part of it might be this. I don't think this is working as planned. So that's a good thing to double check. On hero token, are those control nodes all on mouse? Ignore. Let's double check because I did go through, but I could have missed one. That doesn't have one. Where's my mouse stuff? Yeah, those are all on ignore. What about... So the hierarchy, that's where it starts. Let's look at the remote one, since where is this person? Uh, they're in Cowlitz here. So this is the thing I was looking at, but then it shouldn't. This is farther down on the hierarchy. Um, so what it sounds like from what I've read is the hierarchy matters a lot, which is a different issue. And if that's the case, we can fix that. When I have two of these here, that's what it seems to matter. But it's parent. Like there's nothing else in here. It's parents. Should all if that's the if the hierarchy's parent matters, then this should always be. I should always get cowlets. You know. I guess this is down here. We can turn on the collider just to see it. Let's go. Let's restart it. Let's turn on all of these just to make sure. I mean, it shouldn't. That's some other issue, but it should be consistent. You know what I mean? Like if there's like when I click, well, we won't be able to tell. Well, we can from the debug logs. So that time it didn't go through, and that time it did go through, but it doesn't always do it. You got to do it like 40 times here. And sometimes it seems like it's where I click, and sometimes it seems like it isn't. And it seems to happen more in Tillamook. Now we're going to have to do this 150 times. Do you notice something? Whoops. Okay, like that time right there, it didn't click through. That doesn't make any sense. Um, and sometimes it will be the opposite. So like right now, we just clicked in whatever 40 times, and they were all clicked through. And sometimes it'll be the opposite, where it doesn't click through 40 times, and then it will. And I think when we originally had this problem, this solved it, and then something else has changed, and I don't know what's changed since then. It could be because on the version I'm on. I don't think we need to see these, honestly. Turn these all off. And we probably, well, I'm going to leave the collider on for the hero token, just in case. I mean, it's a perfect circle, pretty much. We could turn the sprite off, that'd be interesting. Can you print on tick the hovering? We can. So this is only, let's see, we'd have to add a signal, I believe. On mouse enter. Yeah, let's put it in here. What the fuck do I need for this? Nothing? Nothing. Mouse is inside the token. if you know what I mean. Oh, you gotta keep your humor up, otherwise you get demoralized and you just give up and you you give up on your game. All right, so let's see. Um, I think that should do it. We got the signal. We got the right signal. We got some weird debug law or error that we're just gonna ignore. All right, let's spawn one of these guys. Oh, it only does it once. What is the other one we gotta do? Um, I was thinking, I guess I'll do. I was thinking it would like every frame it would be hitting it. You know, it would be telling me. We could put the on exit, but I mean, it's hitting the thing. It's hitting it. Well, we can't tell. We can't tell. See, that one clicked through. Maybe we have something wrong with our like if statement or something. Um, no, we don't got much here. we don't. Button left and pressed is false. That be on click is that called every cycle. The mouse is inside of it. Set a variable within the token selected. If token is selected and click do X. So it already has this variable that if it's already selected, you wouldn't be able to tell because it changes its color. And like I said, it doesn't do it every time. It's bizarre. It's almost like I said, it's almost like certain areas. I wish there was a way. If token is selected and that's a possible option. Um, did they actually release one though? Let's see here. 4. Oh, it was 1 day ago, huh? Let's see what the issues are. Because I didn't know what you were just saying. Are you on RC1? I don't know. Fuck. Did that come out? um, we could do that. Contributors. Do they have known issues? Known issues. There's currently no known issues. All right, so I guess we can try this. What's the worst thing that can happen, right? How the fuck would I don't know what the fuck you're doing, man. You could be talking about something that you got to be more descriptive uh, in your words. You're making a lot of assumptions. Uh, let's see here. So this is gonna go over. Actually, let's bring this whole thing over. We might want to go back. Might want to go back here. Let's paste this guy. We definitely don't want this. We don't want this one. Well, I definitely empathize with that feeling. All right, let's close this shit down, and we'll try it. I'm gonna keep this 4. Actually, we don't need either. This one I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna keep 5 just in case. Well, I guess we'll close this too. Move this out of here. I wonder if it's going to do it. Sometimes they do a little, no, it's not. They do this where they're like, are you sure you want to do it? And then I get worried because they're like, are you sure? That's my thing. I'm confident until they say, are you sure? All right. So this, once again, we're going to have to, I wonder if that pipeline thing will go away too. Because there was this bug it always said that there was a pipeline issue. All right. Mark Cook, it's my brother. Yeah. I just want it to be consistent though. Because then we can figure out a way to solve the problem. All right, well, there, it didn't go through. Sometimes I feel like it's the place. I'm clicking. Okay, so that didn't go through. And I click kind of on like the black part, like on the point of his head. That one went through. I don't know. It's going to be hard to duplicate it. That one didn't go through. Maybe there's like a hole in our collider. Well, when we turn up the shape, though, it looks... I didn't allow that there. Um, they, they think it's a real person. Damn, every time. Oh, except for that time. The fuck? Like I said, if it's just consistent, um, All right, so let's go back to this. I looked up some stuff. That's possible. Well, I think we switched it over from uh, it was a different, it was like a shape. It wasn't a circle at some point. Yeah, we have a circle shape too. You know, I never looked to see if it's becoming disabled somehow. That'd be hard to tell. I mean, last time we clicked it, it went through, I think. I mean, it might be one of those things though that it's too fast. Where the fuck is this guy? He's in Portland. Um, I'm gonna click on this on the other screen here. Just this, I mean, I don't think we'd be able, it might, it's gonna happen too fast. Yeah, I've done it, wait, 5 times maybe. I mean, you guys can see the thing. All right, I was just making sure it wasn't like somehow becoming disabled. Maybe I put some code in there. All right, let's try a different shape then. I think I have this one saved from yesterday somewhere. I think I stuck it. Yeah, so even if we fuck this up, we can go back to it. Let's go back to our local. Let's delete that guy. And then we can do this shape thing. That's originally what I had. And I think I like made this a 1 or something. So it was a little bit closer. Then we got this weird looking thing. Let's try it again. Oh, is this? Yeah. Okay. I was trying to move it like you do in whatchamacallit. How was your break? Okay. Cowlets. Maybe we try a simpler one. Man, I already burned through my coffee today. I had to go get cigarettes. I buy like a carton of cigarettes at a time, and I could not believe I was out of cigarettes already, and it didn't work. Fucking, I just wanted to, I just wanted to either do one thing or not do one thing. I'm just double checking that. Okay, so that time I definitely, because I was like, maybe I was a little bit off to the side or something. Um, so I like chugged down my coffee because I didn't want to walk to the store with coffee in it. The Plaid Pantry, which is like a 7-Eleven by my house, is surprisingly, I've never encountered like a convenience store with such incompetent people. That is a good thing we can test. That's a thing we could test here. Maybe it's like clicking off to the side. I shall not zoom. We gotta go to a place where there's a person. Karen Butler. And well, you know what? Let's try. Let's not move it this time. All right. Well, it didn't click through there, and it didn't click through there, and it didn't click through there. I'm just clicking all over now. Okay, I think I was outside the circle though. Now, There's something like fundamental that I'm missing, I feel like. And it seems to be worse once it moves. It seems to be worse once it moves. Um, okay, maybe that was just we just got lucky. All right, I'm gonna delete this whatchamacallit, this thing, and let's add a rectangle. Um, just a plain old rectangle. Where is this shit? It's under sprite. Um, where was that thing? That's where we did that. Area 2D. Is that how we did it last time? I thought we added another one. Like, or we added it through the thing. Um, I thought we added it. Um, where? What? Add node, the plus icon, now shape, collision shape. I need another shape? Then what's going on with this thing? Delete area 2D. Then we go back to this. Jesus Christ, it's so fucking convoluted. Every step is so convoluted. Okay. All right. Well, we can turn this back on, I guess. Let's make this bigger, though, not smaller. Let's make it bigger. That seems good to me. Wait, the collision shape needs to be the child of area. I don't have an area. I just have the body and stuff. It almost seems like certain spots are worse. Like I feel like Tillamook is worse. Okay, so that we finally got one where it didn't click through. Um, All right, so that time it didn't click through again. So it's definitely it's like intermittent. It's detecting, that we're moving inside those things. Um, Try parenting the shape to an area 2D. Area 2D. Then this thing doesn't like it. We'll have to put, we'll have to move maybe this is like that control. Well, but it's intermittent now. And it happens both when, let's check our provinces again. Maybe there's our counties again. It wants the shape. Or it wants the collider thing. Um, um, all right, so it's definitely we've tried different shapes and that hasn't done any good. So I mean, now we know that's we know that. Um, what could be changing? I know it says that this shouldn't matter to the input. Let's see, when we spawn it, exactly, yeah, um, there's nothing wrong with trying, and who knows, that may have been the solution. You got to try it. I want to see where this is just to make sure that when we're moving it, things aren't. No, it is in the right spot. Okay, um, just making sure. Oh wait. Yeah, just making sure that there was. I was because did have an issue where I was deleting these on accident, and so maybe something was happening there, but no. All right, let's not move it this time. Yeah, and the first one it didn't click through. Just to keep them organized, because you're gonna have a lot of different moving parts, so that when I'm just for development reasons, we could make it temporarily. We could make a like a sibling thing. Um, the problem is that when they're stacked on top of each other, we're having a different issue. Well, it's a similar issue. Uh, where you can click through sometimes. And I think that actually is because where are these fuckers? They are in Tillamook. I think it's because sometimes, so it's clicking this order, even though their Z and so their Z indexes don't matter. Oh, actually, that shouldn't maybe unless it goes from the bottom up. So we're on Rachel. Oh, but we clicked to the person. I just had a yeah. So it's clicking on the bottom person, which is Kenneth. So I think what happens is it's going this order. So we're gonna have to put them. And that's not gonna be that hard to reorganize this. We'll just rearrange it to equal the same as the list that these guys are. At least I don't think it should be that hard. But notice it hasn't clicked through. Oh, there it goes. um, um, why don't you just add an offset to the right once you hover over them so that you can select the one you want? You're talking about so that this is more offset? So they like split it out, you mean? That's an option. I was going old school style. Do you remember that? Well, it's 1985 or something. Warlords. This is the way you click through them is similar, except they had a flag that showed how many guys were there. Um, Camera below. Let's give it a shot. I always have the camera below the game thingies. So let's put the camera all the way. Oh, we're on remote here. Um, Down at the bottom. Oh, you know what? These are hidden, but maybe it has something to do with this. I just turned it off because that's not there for any reason. I don't want you to be a child of this thing. um, let's look at this thing. Maybe this is our problem. It's at 0, 0. That's the same thing. It wants a collider, but I don't want to give it I don't want it to have a collider right now. All right, so those are all at 0. What is this script that's okay? That's our random faction color. It could be this thing. I don't know. Let's try the camera down here. We still got the square. That one clicked through. That one did not. That one did. That one didn't. I switched which one of these I was clicking on. And that just did it again where it, well, there goes that there. Um, it's kind of consistent. It's more consistent if I click a new thing. Not that time. Not that time. All right, what else could be changing? So, while we don't change the Z index as well, it might. Maybe putting the counties between the camera and the background. The counties between the camera and the background. Let's give it a shot. I'm open to all ideas. Start from scratch. That's not the one, not that idea. Jesse Kelly. So like that time it worked as it should. That time, no, that time it worked as it should. That time it didn't. You know what we can do? Oh, I closed my thing. Let's do something here. I have an idea that should be do the opposite of what we want. On this guy, let's get rid of this. I mean, that's supposed to be stopping the click through. If we can get it to consistently do the same thing, right or wrong, we can at least work with that. Um, that time it didn't even select the hero. It says it's selected, but now the oh, there we go. That was weird. Let's try this again. So the first time we can do it here again. So this is also not switching the on that first click. It's not. So there's something else going on too. So is selected equals true. Is selected. Maybe we got something else. Selected texture, unselected texture. Oh, is this that thing where it's getting so maybe this is maybe this is what's happening. It's not that it's clicking through it. Maybe it's like I mean, maybe it's turning things on and off really fast, and I can't see that because it happened before. Um, with a different thing. It's weird that this started here. Let's see. So the first click, it didn't do anything. Sprite texture. Let's look at this remote just real quick. Where's this fucking thing? I think it's in Cowlets. Cowlets. You click the hero. Is selected. Is not on. And it was on it for a split second. So something else is going on there. We got another. Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is. Okay. So when you click on another when you click on a all right, so this actually gives us some information though. When you click on a county, it deselects the hero. So that's the only way you can currently deselect a hero is if you have a hero that's selected and then you click on a county, it deselects it. So what's happening is it's selecting the hero and then the click is passing through and deselecting the hero, which is not what's happening all the time. So when we put this here, and we go to here, so it's not, so it's hitting, well, you didn't test it right. So in this particular case, on this click, it didn't hit the. We got to make it happen here. We got to. So it's like it's happening in a different order. It's hitting the. It's not passing through. There we go. It's so this is what's happening. It's not passing through the token and hitting the county. It's hitting the county, then hitting the token. Because otherwise, if it was passing through the token, it would turn the token off to unselected. So it's hitting the county first somehow, which could be because it's higher up here. I guess we knew that, but now it's more solidified in my head that it's hitting the county first. I mean, I guess the logs have been showing that it's hitting the county first. I'm going to go have a smoke, though. I got to drink some water. It's got to be the tree, except that the tree doesn't change. Is there a way? Is there a way to print, like, what all of the things it's going through when you click something? Like, is one of these things is like an array or something? I know that we looked at that a long time ago for another. Oh no, that was with ray casting. And what would? All right, I'm gonna go smoke. Otherwise, I'm gonna keep thinking about this and not go smoke, and then I'll like want to smoke and whatever. Anyways, I'll be back in less than 5 minutes. I gotta pause my music that you guys can't hear, and then go back to here. All right, be right back. All right, I had an idea. Let's set this. I gotta start my music and not whatever the fuck was playing before because I did not like it. Let's put this thing, this line of code here. I want this other garbage on select county so that at least it's blocking it. Uh, and it will be more obvious when it's not working. I think. So what is changing? Okay, so there it didn't work. I clicked on Tillamook. Is when I click on Tillamook, are we like changing something? What other debug stuff can we see? We don't want that. We don't need that. Let's just turn it on. Let's just turn all this shit on. Um, so what would make Tillamook jump to the front of... Let's look at this left. Maybe there's like something that... I think this is supposed to be in a different spot. So let's select, that is this. Update county population label, update idle workers label, generate the hero list. County info control. Let's see if like one of these controls don't have things in them that. But let's look at them. Not the top one. I mean, I guess it could be the top one, but they don't have anything. The cat has returned to me. They did like surgery on its face or something because it had this growth. This bad. Its cheek was just getting bigger and bigger. So I texted the real owners and said, "There's something wrong with your cat," and then it disappeared for a couple weeks. But now it's back, and it's as annoying as before. So none of this shit though should be. Just gonna check to make sure we don't have any like signals here and scripts that are unexpected. On button click for population list. I feel like none of that stuff should. On visibility change. Close button. These are all like none of these things would affect. I mean, I guess they could. Can you click on stuff? Let's see. Can you click on stuff that's hidden? Do they still give off signals? No. All right, that makes sense. Just had to double check there. What is shape IDX? Let's look at how that works. Oh, this is really old. Whoops. That's not going to help us. Here's a. But we know that, like, it's entering. Wait. Is it entering all the time? So it says it's entering, but then it's also. What is this hero token debug log here? Wait, I need to see that right now. Less stuff is better, I have a feeling, at this point. So there was a thing I was reading about how to find adjacency. And it was talking about how there's like these invisible rectangles that are actually the size of the thing. Like this has a rectangle, or a square, or whatever, that's this big. Um, I guess that wouldn't matter though. So how do we got to think of a way to figure out to debug this, and it's like right now it's nearly impossible because it's so intermittent. the, the cat's just sitting there. Maybe it does have something to do with zooming, because like that started working when I zoomed. I think my zoom code's pretty basic. Maybe it has something to do with whatchamacallit, uh scaling. So there is a control that's over the whole thing, but it should block the whole thing. Let's Google it. Let's go. Um, Clicking. I've done this before, but clicking through Collider. Console consuming the input. You need to set its mouse filter to ignore. We already checked those. If you have, you can run the game from the editor. Go to the debug panel, and on the miscellaneous tab, Godot will show you what you have clicked. If you're having trouble figuring out which control is consuming the input, you can run the game from the editor, go to the debugger panel, and click on the miscellaneous tab. Oh, there's that only for, it's only UI objects though. Well, it's good to know that that's not the thing here. Um, hmm. It's good. This is also good to know for later. But yeah, I'm clicking on like the hero, and it's not doing anything. What if I'm just trying random shit at this point? We turn off this Z as relative. I know that it says the Z shouldn't matter. All right, that didn't work. What happens if we put it on like a different visibility layer? The fuck is invisibility? How do those things work? Let me look. Let me look how this. I looked at this before I started, and it wasn't that useful. That the standard way to ensure that a node is correctly drawn in front and behind others is to manipulate the order of the nodes in the scene panel. Perhaps counterintuitively, the topmost node in the scene panel are drawn on behind lower ones. Node or 2D nodes also have a canvas Z index for controlling their draw order. Canvas item is a base for all 2D nodes, but be it regular 2D nodes, just node or controlled, both inherit from. You can arrange canvas items in trees. Each item will inherit its parent's transform. When the parent moves, the child moves too. Viewport properties allow for a custom to achieve effects like scrolling, manipulate the canvas, transform properties more efficient than moving the root canvas item and the entire scene with it. Usually, though, we don't want everything in the game. The answer is canvas layers, which is a node that adds a separate 2D rendering layer for all of its children and grandchildren. Viewport children would draw by default at layer 0, while a canvas layer will draw any numeric layer. What happens if we put, like, let's just, I don't know, let's just put you at 2. Because it always should be on top. Even though we have these Z indexes, they do something else. Maybe this will, nope. Is that the same? Cameras renders all layers. Well, I was hoping it would, like, wait, what's this button? Its draw order will also be changed to make it draw on top of other canvas items that do not have top level set to true. Top level. At this point, I'm just clicking on shit and hoping, fingers crossed. Well, that worked the opposite of what I thought. The fuck is it doing up there? Oh, I get what it does. All right, that doesn't work how we want it. Why sorting only affects children that inherit? You can nest nodes with Y sorting. Child Y sorting nodes are sorted in the same space as the parent. This feature allows you to organize the scene better, divide into multiple ones without changing your scene tree. Let's just click it and see what the fuck it does. Shit is... With a square, it's you know, if I misclick a little bit, we're okay. All right, it's so far so good. All right, that time I think I misclicked. I think I misclicked. That time okay, this time I did not misclick. We're clicking on top of it. We were so good. now it's back. This thing hasn't moved either. Let's double check that it's in the, yeah. What else could this be? How else can we fix it? Instead of trying to figure out what the issues are because we can't figure it out, maybe we can go something crazy. I mean, since we can't. We could put in. No, we wouldn't know. We would need to know what we've clicked on. Collision priority 1. The priority used to solve colliding when occurring penetration. The higher the priority is, the lower the penetration into the object will be. This can, for example, be used to prevent the player from breaking through the boundaries of a level. Um, what are we selected here? Let's put this. I'm gonna try it anyways. It makes it doesn't seem like that should matter, but what's that safety margin? Maybe like the safety margin, I can click through stuff. Well, but except that it's no. It's the thing that's blocking us. So it's like these are on top of the. Let's go put this back. Um, the fuck was that? Oh, it's at 1 again. Maybe I didn't save it. Maybe it resets it to 1. At least they happen quick. Safety margin. Okay, that's for move and slide. Stop on slope, like this stuff. Wall layers. It could be. So the only way I can think of is if we get like a list of what's been collided, like what it's clicked on, and then we say like, hey, if this thing's in the list, then get done, then ignore this other thing. Get list of what is collided. Because with the raycast, I guess we could raycast. Get list of. Let's go back to this circle. We made a lot of changes, and let's delete. Or can I just change this shape? I think I can just change this, right? All right. We can create our own list, but that's not gonna. So we would have to take off this thing. Because we would want it to go through then. And then we would have like a for loop or something for each. We could add like. Where these are node 2Ds? What is this other thing? This is a sprite character body 2D. We can say like if we can add it to the list because there should only be like 2 or 3 items. It's not like we're clicking through a bunch of 100 things trying to find it. It should only be like 2. So if we click on it, it says and it passes through. We would add it what it is to a list, and then we would say like is this type. If there's a type of character body 2D in this list, do the character body 2D stuff. It seems like there's probably a better way to do that, but we'd have to turn this off. Unless it already returns somewhere a list of it. Well, Let's see. How old is this? 4 years old. We could go. Let's do this. Godot issues. Maybe somebody else has had this problem. Uh, I guess we can put click first. I'm trying to think of ways, because what someone else would put in here. Let's put a little more description, as I was saying that earlier, and then I didn't follow my own rules. Click. How old is this? The area 2D has a connected input signal. The canvas layer has an index of -1, replacing the color uh, rectangle behind the sprite. The input event on the area 2D should trigger for all of mouse events, regardless of the color rec. Left and right are not registered by event input, simply blocking or absorbing. However, mouse wheel events are set the mouse fill property to pass through to receive left and right mouse, create a scene. It's because of mouse force pass scroll events. This issue lost me 4 hours in debugging until I found a 2-year-old Reddit post pointing me in the right direction. After some Googling, I found a, which saved me the day for me. It seemed the default value of mouse filter like this is similar. This looks like a typo in the docs. You know, someone in one when I was before I started streaming, someone said something about like there's a limit to your Z indexes. I do have when they get stacked, they go up to 100. Uh, but they're not. That one shouldn't be getting stacked because it's just a single one. um, there's a lot of 2 days ago. Um, so the one we just looked at. Mouse events. Let's see if that, because that brought up that guy. He had mouse event in his. Hmm. All right. Well, yeah, raycast. Let's see. So I'd have to raycast like from the mouse position. That's how, like, kind of like how Unity does it. Oh, there's the first mention of Unity. Um, I think raycasting was kind of a pain in the ass when I did it for the other game. Godot raycast from mouse. Here, this one's somewhat new. What are you trying to do here? I want to have a raycast for my mouse while pressing another button on the mouse. One month ago, Unity crowd and an area 2D node with a child that is a collision shape 2D that holds a circle shape. I made a raycast node 2D in my scene. I added a script called check under cursor and basement documentation. You're raycasting from the mouse position to the mouse position. If you want to know what's under the mouse, I wouldn't do it this way at all. Area 2D has mouse related signals that you can use instead. Yes, but I'm unsure how to. You know, I just had a thought because of that. If we go back to select token, can we return the type of what we've just entered? Can we like do type of node? Yeah, but if we get that it's a character body 2D, because that seems to work every time. We can put in if there's a character body 2D, uh, use that instead. If mouse entered character body 2D or whatever, we could check for that. We'd have to put it on mouse exit though, I guess, too. We could have a bool that gets thrown. It says, hey, you're inside a character body 2D, so use that. Um, I don't want that. We don't want that. Yeah, I knew this was going to be a pain to try to fix because there's intermittent. That's the So I'm an IT guy, and yeah, exactly. I'm an IT guy, and that's like when people call me with issues, they're like, "Yeah, this only happens once a week," and it's really hard to troubleshoot that when there's issues that um, that's not what I wanted to. You can configure, what is this? Provides parameters for intersect points. Checks whether a point is inside any solid shape. Position and other parameters define the shape the point is inside of are returned in an array containing dictionaries of the following. The colliding object. I mean, we'd have to take off this thing, but this wasn't actually in use before. I just put it in here to make it so it was easier to tell. I mean, the other thing that could be going on is some piece of code I wrote somewhere else is somehow interacting with like the counties, I guess. We don't really have. We do, I guess. We have the modulate thing. We're changing like the color. Yeah. Is that the easiest? I guess we. So we got to. How long? 165 days. Uh, so we're gonna have to have another signal where, because I wait. Let's double check this. I'm almost positive that every time we went over this, that part was working correctly. I'm almost positive. Let's collapse this stuff. I mean, I guess we didn't test it a million times, but we'll go up to 20. All right, I think that it's registering it correctly. So then we would just add an oh man, how are we gonna? Okay, we can make this is what we would do. Okay, so let's go like this is gonna be some bullshit. This is gonna be some bullshit. Um, we're gonna put this as an export group, and we're gonna say this is some bullshit, and with a period on there because we feel very strongly about that. So you got to put the period on there, and then we're gonna do a public bool is inside token. Then we're gonna go back to here. that's that's actually. I watched a couple other streamers stream their development in it. It's a bore. You got to be really into it. The cat came over for a minute. So what we'll do is we will put this. And then we'll the token. Then we'll go back to here. We'll get rid of this thing. And then And I think we can just go and we'll put this down here though. And globals equals false. Maybe. Look at all these messages that I gotta go through and figure out why they exist. Yeah, I knew this was gonna be a long. Well, I thought we were already past hour 2, so it's. I mean, not that we fixed it, but. I don't think I connected the signal, but I also don't think. I think I have that Y thing still turned on. I think that's. Let's connect this first. Um, let's see. On mouse exits. And let's see. I was earlier. I was like, I should probably turn that off. Then I was like, well, what happened? Well, let's see what it does if I don't turn it off. And I think that's went off on its own there. Okay, we're still good with one. Yes. Where'd he go? I sent him to Wasco, I think. He's there. What else did we change? Um, 15. I turned that off because that's what I thought it was immediately. I don't think. I think this has been turned off for a while. The visibility, but we can turn that back on. Maybe we found like what's going on. Is that there's some weird. He's like going underneath these. Now these ones, I can't remember if this was on. Relative. Let's do this too real quick. Let's see if it's all of them or if it's just that one, because it's starting on top of one of them. Let's see. Is it relative? So they start here. Oh, we want it off. All right. Because they're supposed to be like the bottom. I mean, there is that background thing, but it's kind of weird that it starts that we can always see it. it's maybe this is our whole problem. Is there's some sort of like fluctuating. All right, so if I spawn one here though, it likes. Oh no, it didn't. I don't have. I can't spawn anyone here. All right, so what the fuck is different about Tillamook and Wasco that suddenly? So what did we? All we did was say if that thing's on, make left click not work. Um, Maybe I was clicking on other stuff. I've made a mini change here. I tried to make them go back. Oh, do we have like that top level thing on maybe? Oh, can we have turned? Maybe we could have turned off pickable. It doesn't matter. I don't think I changed slide on ceiling. I know I did look at this stuff. I wonder if like I glanced at this. The masks are something the same. He's at 15. Let's turn this relative back on, and then let's see if that. And I'm gonna spawn him in Tillamook first. All right, I think I was messing with some of those relative buttons, and this one needs to be on relative. Okay, now back to this. I'm gonna zoom in since it probably has no relation, but or whatever. It just we got to do it like 20 times here. I do actually kind of like it when your token goes flying across when you're like testing movement or something and it teleports. Teleportation not so much as moving unusually fast or unusually slow, like so slow that you're like, oh, it's not moving at all, and then you glance at your cat and you look back and it's moved 1 pixel. I haven't been. Let's just click around for a little bit. Okay. So I think that weird workaround did the trick. Our stacking's messed up, but I think the movement thing works where it turns off. Yeah, like poor Carol never got her name never gets turned back on. Um, but that's just some code stuff, and I think it is. So in this particular case, let's go back to here. I think it does have to do with this order. I mean, I don't. That order does matter. Carol's on the bottom though. I guess we can see it here. This other person shouldn't be selected either. So we're gonna just have to break this down into little pieces. Is that how you used to loading bars? So maybe this is it's just now I'll know. Like a year from now, I won't remember. If this happens again, I'll just be like, "What the fuck?" And then it'll be another 5 hours of. Um, Well, it seems like she's a top, well, she's she's both. Um, you know what though? Which number are we seeing? All right, we are seeing her number. I was curious if we were seeing the number below. I knew the number was. It's kind of like off to the side too much, but I don't care right now. Um, I kind of like the idea of what Andre was saying, where if you hover over, it just shows the list of all your selections. I'm gonna put that in there. Didn't we have a didn't when didn't you also have a suggestion that I added? Oh, it was the label change size. Maybe when you hover over a hero, it shows a list, a panel of all the heroes, and the player can pick from them instead of clicking through a stack. Once again, the goal is to make it so there's not like a bazillion heroes in play at all times. Oh, I guess I shouldn't have made that an issue. It's a thought. Um, yeah, we want to try to limit the number of heroes. But late game, you're gonna have a bunch. This panel, yeah, I have this thing I haven't stuck on here. I keep meaning to, and I just haven't done it. Um, oh, I need to add a sprite or some shit. That's probably why I haven't done it. Um, have I even ever added? No, I've never added an image yet to UI thing. So I'll look at that. Like, I was thinking like I'll just drop it in here real quick, but I'm not. It's not going to be real quick. So now I'm sidetracked looking at this. Um, all right. Anyways, I'm gonna take a quick break, and then I guess we'll look at the stacking issue. I think the stacking issue is just that. Well, it's a couple of little different things, but hopefully that will be less agonizing. What time is it in real life? It's only 1 p.m. Yeah, only 1 p.m. my time. All right, I'm gonna go have a smoke. I think I deserve one at this point. I feel like, like thank you by the way, Win, for the help for the whatever. But I feel like I feel unsatisfied, if that makes sense. Like I think we've solved the issue, we have a workaround or whatever, but I still feel like it's an unsatisfactory solution. Like even though it works, I think so far, I still feel like there's I feel like I'm doing something wrong. Like when you're a kid and you like get that like you you, you know you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, I'll be back in less than 5 minutes.
All right.
Okay. I don't know if this uploaded yet. Let's turn on my break timer here. Let me see. Let's see here. I finally got a picture of the. Look at him side-eyeing me here. Like, what are you doing? I got a picture of the damage they did to his face. They did some surgery on his face while he was gone. It's kind of brutal. He's embarrassed. He keeps hiding it from me. Anyways, all right, let's do this. Let's do this back from the beginning and see the first issue that comes up with the stacking. So I think the first one is I have to set. Well, let's just figure it out. Let's just see what happens. Yeah, exactly. Um, so when this one spawns, Fred should be on top, and it worked. Now when we click on this, oh, he had some like growth on his side, on the side of his face. So that worked. Uh, but he's not my cat. So I texted the owner. He's like a neighborhood cat. So that worked too. And then I think it's when we go back that the issues start. Okay, no, now it's working. Um, so I texted him, and he disappeared for a couple of weeks, and he came back, and his face looked like that. He came back last night. All right, so that seems to work okay. But now the next problem is when we click on this, Fred should go to the bottom. I don't think we even programmed this in yet. Um, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so Fred should go to the bottom, and I don't think we have that code in yet. Is the thing here? Um, I'm gonna leave that there actually. So on this one, actually, I think what's happening. Let's look. I'm pretty sure Philip. Where are we at? We're in Tillamook. Is gonna be, yeah. Philip is on the top. Is the problem, and Fred is on the bottom. Well, I don't know if our thing's working. Our workaround. I don't know if it's working all the time. Yeah, it's not working. Um, that was 2 clicks. But let's fix this. So I think what needs to happen is we need to reorganize this so that every time we do this, this has to be in the same order as the list, which is weird that there's no way to make the Z index matter. Yeah, this is like some kind of crazy heavy metal here. Wolf Mother. Wolf Mother. I don't want to listen to Wolf Mother. I know you guys can't hear it. I would have created an array of heroes on each county, and on every click, I would just shift the index pointer of it to handle the interaction or the selection. There's a list of heroes there, is what's going on. And so that when they click, it just moves them up in the list so they're at 0. And on every click, I would just shift the index pointer of it to handle the selection. I would create an array, and every click, I would just shift the index pointer. Well, you need them to be on the top, though. So when you click on this guy, it's supposed to move the guy onto the top. This is just for keeping track of them as the developer, not you push the selected to the top. That's what I'm doing. The list, they move them to the top, but it's not. There's a stacking thing that runs. So when the stacking thing happens, basically it moves them to the top of the Z index, but the Z index doesn't fucking do anything. It doesn't stop clicks. It doesn't apply to event things. So I think I have to move Fred. Whoever's on the top needs to be on the top of this because this doesn't. That's what it seems to be. So do we have this here? I think we have. Yeah, it's right here. Oh no, that's just the county parent. But this is the whole. This is the one we're in. The county we're in, but we need the. Isn't the order bottom to top? And I don't know. At this point, it seems to be the other way around. Here, I thought it was bottom to top too, but it seems to be. We can move one of these people away, and then bring them back. So Fred's on the bottom. Can't tell who I'm clicked on because they're all. Let's fix that first. That'll be easy to tell who's selected. So when we click on. When we click on. Well, there only can be one selected at a time. So basically, when we select one, we have to turn off the other one. So let's do that first so that we can. It'll be easier to tell who's getting clicked on and who is not being clicked on. So trying to think of the easiest way. I know how to do this. The easiest way is going to be probably if we make this a getter setter, and I guess we'll do an export. And then before that happens, we want well, now I know the other direction thing. I wonder if we the one direction thing. I wonder if we should change this to select token while I'm here. I think I probably should. because that's the top thing. Then this shall be, so what we're going to do is select token. So if the selected token changes, we want to get rid of the current one, we want to go to false. And then we want to do that. Then we got to fix these bugs that I just created. And we're going to have to fix, well, no, those, we don't need to fix those. I guess I could just find and replace here. Except for that one. Guess we'll change those. That's some Unity shit right here. All right. We got any more errors here? Let's just run this real quick before. We don't need this anymore. This one's public. This one's private. Those were not saved. That would be the problem. There we go. I don't know if I saved all those either, the other ones. Let's make sure we can select a token at all at this point. We probably can turn off the being able to see the collider too. I need to see that shit. Oh, it's gonna be. We gotta fix something in here. This is gonna need to say. Oh, that's not gonna work. What we want it to do is it's turning the one off before the value is set though. That should work. Is selected. Equals value. Old selected. I'm not quite sure what you mean. Whoops. Let's see here. I'm gonna make sure that this is the rest of this is working here real quick before we throw in some new code here. All right, so that needs to. selected token that was re-clicked needs to move to the first child of the stack. You're talking about in the other part, right? This is a different thing. This needs to be not selected because this controls like because we had two of them because I was having two selected at once, and so I was trying to get rid of the selected. The other one being selected, but I think so. If you click once, did I save this? You could do it there when swapping the selected token, but it's not always going to be in a stack. Or you're saying, because it doesn't, if there's one, it doesn't do a stacking thing. If there's only one. We got a debug down here. Oh, I know what this issue is. It just moves it from 0 to 0. I think I have it skipping it right now. Yeah, the count has to be higher than 1. You could do it there when swapping the selected token. It just moves it from 0 to 0, but I mean on the node tree, not on the stack list of yours. So it's also, it stacks them whenever a list changes in here, they get restacked. So let me think of what you're saying. I should say no. That's like what? That's the one good thing about trying to think about two different things at once is sometimes you notice things that you didn't notice before. Then we. Uh-oh. Well. Let's go to the task manager.